Hi, this is Maginoni, and welcome to the return of the good, the bad, and the disappointing. First up is the good, which is The Amazing Spider-Man #1. Now, there were actually other good books this week, but the reason why I picked Spider-Man was because it was just a fun ride. It was just exciting. It was just action-packed, and it really puts you right into the thick of things. We even get to see Spider-Man's new Spider-Mobile. Basically, what's going on is Peter Parker's being compared to as the poor version of Tony Stark. And what he's done is he's taken Parker Industries, he's made it global, he's providing tech at a very cheap cost to people so everybody's lives can benefit. And they're trying to do their best to distinguish the difference between the two characters. Because there are some similarities. You know, Parker's, in a sense, a genius. He's got a bodyguard of Spider-Man, and they could have easily fallen into the trap of he's just your friendly neighborhood Tony. Also, what I thought was cool is he's starting the Uncle Ben Foundation, which is to help like areas where that's underdeveloped, underprivileged, and then he's going to try to improve the lives over there with tech. So he's trying to make a difference in the world. While that's going on, the Zodiac is trying to steal some servers, and because he's basically providing free Wi-Fi for everybody, and there's data on there that apparently that they want. Now, what I also liked about this is we also have we're bringing back Horizon Labs into the mix of things, and this was definitely really enjoyable. The ending is kind of like, on one hand, I'm like, did you have to go there? But on the other hand, I'm going, okay, I can see why you did, because when are you going to cover that part of that story? Also, at the very end, there's some mini short stories also. The bad is Action Comics #45. Now, basically, the reason why I'm saying this is bad is this. Now, I thought the art was okay. I thought the story was... I was accepting it, even though it was really stupid. Think of it this way. Superman's been outed. Everybody knows Clark Kent is Superman. So what does he do? He gets a new identity. So he goes to another, like a smaller farming type community, and he wears a hat, at times to make people not realize he's Superman. And it's like, I'm just rolling my eyes. But, it didn't reach the bad for me until I got to the very end. Now, this is where I thought to myself, DC, you have no freaking originality. You have no ideas. The house of no ideas. Basically, Superman comes across this thing where there's some people, they're being experimented on, and it doesn't look like a good scene. So he goes, I'm Superman, I'm going to save the day. And he gets infected by this techno-organic thing. And all I'm thinking of is, we saw this in Doomed. I understand Doomed was a virus, but we saw this at Doomed. Why do we see this again right after that? It's like, you have an interesting story. Why don't you just go with that? And why do you have to revisit something that maybe, that was a decent seller, but it's a meaningless story? Oh, because, again, they have no ideas. My disappointing book was The Invincible Iron Man. Now, this is supposed to be the flagship book because, Spider-Man isn't their flagship anymore because Sony has the rights to the movies. So Marvel's trying to change that impression and make it Iron Man. Now, I thought the art was good. But I thought overall, Bendis really made this kind of like a soft reboot of Iron Man. It's a very different book compared to Spider-Man. While Spider-Man was just a thrill ride, this was just basically you're on the kids' coaster, where you're just going around in a circle. It had nothing to it, even though they have Madame Mask or Mystique or whatever her name is, stealing stuff. It just wasn't exciting. It wasn't exciting enough. The very end, though, is going to make people flip their lids. I'm not going to tell you who the villain is, but I will say this. It ain't no Aunt May, and people are going to freak out. And I don't know why they did it. But we'll see how that storyline plays out. Anyways, this is my good and the bad, disappointing. Let me know what you guys thought your good, bad, disappointing was. We'll have some more reviews later. Like, share, and until next time.